Well, hello there. I'm Tracy Resch-Williams, business coach and consultant for Alaska Tracy. Businesses work with me that are seeking calmness, clarity, and prosperity. Using my vision mapping framework, I guide them on their journey to success. On this podcast, you can enjoy hearing inspirational stories of success, as well as business tips and tools that you can actually use. So thanks for joining in. And please remember, click the subscribe button, invite your friends, and leave a comment. Thank you. Well, hello, everyone, and thanks for joining this episode of the Alaska Tracy podcast. I'm thrilled that you're here, and I am excited to introduce Deb Eckerling. She is the author of Your Goal Guide. It's a roadmap for setting, planning, and achieving your goals. And she's also the founder of the DEB, Deb method. Deb stands for Determine Your Mission, Explore Your Options, a communication specialist and project catalyst. She works with individuals and businesses to set goals and manage their products through one-on-one coaching, workshops, and online support. And Deb is also the founder of Write Online, a website and community for writers, creatives, and entrepreneurs, as well as host of the Goal Chat, Twitter chat, and Goal Chat Live on Facebook. And I met Deb through her group Write Online because my goal is to get my book published. So that's how I met Deb. Let's give Deb a welcome to the show today. Well, hello, Deb. Thank you for joining the Alaska Tracy podcast. I'm so excited to have you here today.
I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. For those watching on YouTube, you may wonder what the heck I'm doing. I'm sitting in our RV, Eddie's napping behind me. We're having some construction done on our house today, so I thought I'd move the mobile office, which I've been trying to go mobile, down to the RV. So that's where I'm at. So Deb and I just had an amazing conversation. This is our first time meeting. I found Deb through her Write On community on Facebook 2 years ago, a year ago.
I think it's probably closer to 2, yeah.
Yeah, and then we were taking a online course together, and she said, Tracy!
Didn't you want to interview me? Yes. Well, as a matter of fact.
And full disclosure here, because I'm pretty transparent. Actually, I'm very transparent.
Awesome.
And I think it will help people that are listening. So Deb said, don't you want to interview me? And so I immediately started looking through Deb's information. And Deb has a book called Your Goal Guide, and she teaches people about goal setting. And I thought, wait a minute, I do sort of this. In my head, I went, wait a minute, I do the exact same thing. And then because I practice meditation, I went, oh, I bet I could learn something from Deb. And my Visions to Profits membership ladies could learn from Deb. And that's, I think, so important for us as entrepreneurs to help each other, right?
Right? Absolutely.
And we don't do the exact same thing. I mean, just talking to Deb in the few minutes before I hit record, I learned so much. You have a method that you've got trademarked called the Deb method. What does that stand for?
Well, it stands for Determine Your Mission, Explore Your Options, Brainstorm Your Path. And what had happened, and I'm sure we'll go into my backstory, is I had been doing the goal thing for a long time, mostly under Write On Online, which was a live group and a virtual group and both, and now it's all virtual again. Well, it has been for a bit yet, but the whole thing is my background has been, this writing goal coach. And I've had clients over the years, and I've taught workshops, and I've led these groups, and I love goals, shocker. And so what happened a couple years ago is one of my clients was going away, and I said, okay, this is an omen that I am meant to fully embrace my love of goal setting productivity. I've been doing project management and communication and helping people for years and years, but mostly under the Write On banner. And it was time to really embrace me. And So the Deb method is really what I've been teaching forever to help people really zero in on what they want and how to get it. Because, and I'm sure you know this, the biggest challenge people have achieving their goals is figuring out what it is they actually want.
Right.
If you don't know what you want, you can't get what you want. So what Deb does is it's a series of exercises and brainstorming activities to really help you hone in on, okay, this is what I want and this is how I'm going to get it, and just walks you through the process.
Wow, it sounds wonderful. And what is the backstory? How did Deb's coming to us during the pandemic in LA, total lockdown. So how did you get where you're at?
Well, we have to go back to before I moved to LA. I did events for Barnes & Noble in Schaumburg, Illinois. And whenever I needed to fill out my event calendar, I just hang out in the cafe and talk to the regulars. And one day someone came up to me and said, "Hey, Deb, will you start a writer support group?" And I said, "If you think people will show up, I'm happy to try it." And we had a bunch of people showed up the first meeting, and it was, I think, a success off the bat, because for me, writer support group meant, okay, what did you accomplish? What are you working on? So we would meet, I think it was monthly group. And not only did I help people kind of track and manage their goals, I'm never going to ask anybody to do something that I'm not prepared to do myself. So I would set a goal for each meeting. And it was shortly after I graduated, I got a degree in journalism and I hadn't been writing. So my goal for each meeting was to write a spec article. And even if it was the day of, I got it done for each meeting. And so you're laughing because of what we talked about before, right?
Yes.
Sometimes you need to have those deadlines to get things done.
Yes.
And a few months later, I was at a trade show and I met a magazine and they were looking for freelancers. And because of these goals I set, I had several articles that I could send them on spec. They actually printed one of them and I started getting assignments. So it was not only helpful to my community, it was helpful to me. So win-win-win.
Wow. So then what brought you to LA?
Well, I spent the summer, I turned 10 in LA in the marina with my family, and I always felt this kinship. So I knew that I would move back here someday. And I did. I moved back home after college. My mom sold her house. I said, "Great, I'm going to LA. You want to come?" So my mom lives in LA as well.
Oh.
And it's just, from the moment I got here, I kind of knew this was my town. So I had started this group back when I lived in Chicago, and after I'd been in LA for a while, I started it up again, this time at the Barnes & Noble in Santa Monica, which sadly isn't even there anymore. Mm-hmm. It closed, I think, a couple years ago. But we led the group there for several years, and then it became a hybrid. And then I met at a coffee shop and still had the online community as well. And like I said before, now it's online, which is great because we all need online connections. I mean, I get to meet people from all over the country, all over the world, because there's this wonderful technology where we can do this. And yeah, I tangented. So that's how I got my start and my love of goal setting. And in the meantime, I had worked in jobs that were project management and communications based and freelance writer. So what I'm doing now is really the combination of all these things that I love come together. And as a bonus, I get to help people. So, I mean, really, what more important thing is there than using your expertise to help other people embrace and live the life they want?
Right. So what challenges or maybe what obstacle comes to mind when I say that? What comes to mind? An obstacle that you've had throughout the years as an entrepreneur, and how did you overcome that? The theme of this month is beginnings. So how did you recreate, re-begin? How did you keep moving forward?
Well, it was always something that I did along with my other work. And I was leading these groups, and then every now and then someone would say, "Hey, Deb, will you coach me?" Of course. or Deb, will you speak at this conference? Or, I would get these offers to talk about goal setting or brainstorming or content creation. And I love talking. I'm sure this surprises no one. But it was really, like I said, a little over 2 years ago, when this client told me they were going away, I said, okay, this is it. Stop playing around. This is what you were meant to be doing. And what has happened is it's just proven over and over again that once you have your focus, once you really drill down into, okay, this is who I am, this is what I want, this is what I'm working towards, things have come together in a way that they never have before. So, and the Deb method, the name came from my mom. She said, you're always talking about Deb goals. Can't you use your name? And I said, actually, it worked perfectly because this is, and I did this research when I was writing my book proposal. Very few publications actually help people figure out what their goals are. Most goal setting books tell you how to achieve your goals. My book helps you figure it out so you set yourself up for success. And that is the element that a lot of people are missing. They overthink their goals or they underthink their goals. They do not have a plan. And I know you know the value of a plan. So I rebranded myself, started a new website, did all the social medias, and I was planning to self-publish my book. And then I met an agent. Well, actually, this is a great story. One of my live group members who had a goal to network more was at an event and was sitting next to this agent and told him about my group. We connected on LinkedIn. It turned out that I had met him like 8 years before because he spoke at this conference I was at for the weekend. So we talked, I'm like, I know you. How do I know you? We figured it out. And he asked what I was working on, and I told him I was planning to self-publish. And he said, what is your goal? And my goal, go to Goal Girl. He said, let me try and sell your book. It's mainstream. It can help a lot of people. Where's your book proposal? So he gave me like 2 weeks deadline, sent him the book proposal, I think at 4:30 on a Friday. He called me less than 2 hours later. When can we meet? He had one tweak.
Gosh.
Right? He had one tweak, one section. He said, can you fill this out a little bit more? He sent it out in 2 batches, one over the summer and one in the fall. And in the fall, Mango Publishing expressed interest, and they're the ones who released my book in January. So it was, if I tell you, I've been doing this a long time, but that focus, that, okay, I'm embracing, that really has made all the difference.
Because like I've taken writers' workshops, and and for anybody who's not a writer, it can take 10 or more publishers knows before you get, what a beautiful story.
Thank you. Yes. And I got very lucky. I got this.
Well, you did the work.
Well, okay. Right? I love my publisher. I got lucky that the right publisher found me, and vice versa. Because Mango is, for the last 2 years, has been listed as the fastest growing publisher by Publishers Weekly. They specialize in expert voices who want to get their words out there. So it was a fit. When I saw that email, I'm like, okay, I can see that this is the right fit for me.
Oh my gosh.
And well, not only that, so less than 2 years after this re-envisioning of my business, my book came out. That doesn't happen very often.
I'm writing a note. No. That's the door. That's like, for me, it's visions to profits. It's the vision mapping system. So it's creating the plan, taking the actions, and then being open to the doors opening that might take you a different direction, but they're leading you to not where you should be, but
okay, exactly. Yeah. So we have the Deb method. So determine your mission is all about visualization. Where am I at? What do I want? What is my mission? What is my motto? Explore your options is, what does that mean? Do I want to build a business? Do I want to become a known expert? Do I need to change careers or jobs or work-life balance? Those are the 4 goal paths that I talk about in the book. what does this look like for me? And then it's the research phase. Okay, maybe I want to do this, this, and this. What does each of these mean? Where can I learn more, narrow it down, and then brainstorm your path. When you settle on, what goaltopia, that's what I call it in the book, because a word
I like that. That's
um,
neat.
it didn't exist. I was trying to figure out, okay, what word means living the life you want, achieving the goals you desire. It didn't exist, so I made up a word.
I love that.
So thank you. So what does goaltopia mean? And this is the path that you create. You brainstorm your path to get to goaltopia. And I do talk about, you do get diverted sometimes, but that's why a mission and a motto is so important, because when you know what you stand for, what you want, when opportunities arise, even if they're a little bit different from what you think you want, then you can discern if that will help you reach your destination, or maybe not. Or if the things that come up are fun, that's completely valid as well. You want to do this? It doesn't fit with your motto. Will it make you happy? Yes. Okay, do this. See where it goes. And then you get back on your route. So it's really, when you know what you want, what you're striving towards, you can most certainly get there if you have a plan.
Right.
I totally agree.
So what has been an obstacle, Deb?
Time. I'm so impatient. I've been doing this for a very long time, and I feel completely blessed that my book was published mainstream. It's my third. My first two were self-published, and that especially in this time where everybody has to rethink their goals, rethink their paths, rejigger what it is they want, I'm thrilled that my book is there to help people as they need to replan, because that's, I think, the obstacles a lot of people have had in 2020 is all their plans kind of went away, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. You take the time you need to recover, to take a step back, and it's almost like a gift. Okay, everything's up in the air this year. I have extra time. Wonderful. What can I do? How can I use that time to create the thing that I want to get it out in the world? So I mentioned my book came out in January. By March, I'm in LA, like everything closed down. But it was the perfect opportunity for me to start doing online workshops and seminars, which is something, even though I've thought about it in the past, the fact that it was mandatory, I was able to jump and embrace, because I think less than a week after we went into lockdown, one of the chambers of commerce that I speak at every year said, "Hey, Deb, will you come do a session?" Okay, so I was actually able to extend my book tour to a virtual book tour.
That's wonderful.
Because, well, it is the reason why, probably not so wonderful. But yes, it's really, I feel blessed that I've had so many opportunities come out of this challenging time. But the fact that what I do is able to help others. Now, I am a firm believer, I am the eternal optimist. Everything happens for a reason, and everybody should have joy in at least some, if not all, of their life. So if you don't like your job, what can you create that's going to make you happy and fulfilled that you can work on in tandem with your job? Or maybe you need to look for a new job and it's frustrating you. What can you build on the side so maybe you don't need a job, or you can take a job that you use as a money job while you build your business? All of this time that people are working from home is actually a blessing. You don't have to commute. You've got extra time in your day. Right. Where can you put that time and energy into creating something that will make you happy, that will help others, and, make your life easier and the world a better place? Win, win, win.
Right. So when you hit an obstacle, you look for the positive.
I do. I absolutely do, because what good is it? It's sometimes you need to take 5 minutes, sometimes you need to take a day to regroup, because you're human. But self-care is essential, but also looking forward. If you can look ahead and see that things aren't always going to be this way, it's a lot easier to build.
Right.
Yes.
So what do you do when you get stuck in, you live in LA, it's not cheap. What do you do when you get stuck in that fear mode? And how am I
Oh,
going
I'm not allowed to get stuck in fear mode. That's like
to?
a rule, because I am a firm believer that negative energy breeds negative energy.
So good.
So work's been slow, but I have a book tour to do.
Yeah.
So
And you've
if
been reading a lot, right? You've been learning and reading and growing.
Educating, seeing what my next steps are while helping other people with their next steps. And so I have a week where I have no communications work. Well, that's a week when I can go full throttle into writing guest posts or scheduling interviews or whatever. So I am one of those perpetually in motion people, which is good. I mean, I say perpetually in motion. I like my Netflix. I like to chill out. I like to cook. I'm not constantly working, which I think is another secret, not such a secret to success. If you don't have your downtime, you're not going to be able to be as effective, powerful as you can be.
Right.
So it's figure out what that balance is. When you're working from home, set a cutoff time so you're not working until midnight every night, because that's a recipe for disaster.
Right.
Be sure to take time off on the weekends, to take walks, define what self-care is for you and make it part of your routine. And that will also help you in the challenging times. But yeah, every now and then I'll get really frustrated, and I'll do it for 30 seconds and then get back to work. I know.
That's really good. Do you have mentors or accountability people that you lean on, or?
I am the accountability person. I am the cheerleader. So I've got Right On Online is a Facebook page, and that's report on your goals, set goals. Then the Right On Online Facebook group, which is where we met, I've got a thread every day of the week. It's what are your networking goals? What are your goals for the week? Blog share day, Toot Your Horn Thursday, Photo Friday, weekend plans. So there's a different thread and a different way to communicate, meet people, make connections. And then there's a page for the Dev Method, and that's where my articles and resources and videos are posted on. And then there's a group for your goal guide, so people are reading my book and want to connect, or if they have questions. So, and I've got my Goal Chat Twitter chat. So I've got helping other people get motivated keeps me motivated.
That's right. Because people are watching you.
Well, as I said before, when I tell people to set goals, I set them myself. I think a mission statement and motto are essential, and my mission is to help as many people as possible figure out what they want and how to get it. And my motto is goal setting simplified. So everything I create falls into that goal setting simplified category. So it's really, I get to help people. It's awesome. So, I mean, you get to help people too. Yes, doesn't it feel great?
Yeah, and I love it when they say on our weekly calls, they'll say, one girl especially, Linnea, she'll always say, and Tracy, what's your task for the week? What was your obstacle for the week? What was your success for because that's what we talk about. Mm-hmm. She always does it. So it's, yeah, I mean, they want to know, what are you doing? And yeah, it helps me to stay motivated because I know they're watching. And it's interesting because sometimes people will go, oh my God, you're doing so many things. And I'll think, actually, I just took a nap. No, I'm not, but I kind of am, because yeah, you have so many things to keep up with, and then it propels you forward, right? Yeah.
And just to address your other question, I have mentors everywhere. There are people I respect who are working in business and writing and social media, that we're all there to help each other, inspire each other. So and everybody who's listening, please connect with me on LinkedIn, join my communities. I love making new friends. Find your people, the ones who elevate you, and be around them as well.
Yes. So I will put your how to find you in the show notes. But for those who aren't going to look at the show notes, it's Debra Eckerling.
Right.
Ekerling. And is the best way to find you if they're just looking off social media, your website?
Yes, you can go to thedebmethod.com and then /contact. It's got my social media links, or if, Google me,
Yes.
you'll find me. Or if you want to learn more about my book, it's yourgoalguidebook.com if you're an Amazon fan, or yourgoalguideroadmap.com goes to my publisher site.
Nice. So last question, Deb, how do you define success?
Success is doing what you love, helping others, being fulfilled, living the life that you want.
And you're doing it.
I know, right?
Yes. Yeah.
It's really, and this, my mom always taught me, do what you love. There are reasons, there are certain things are said over and over again. Do what you love, the money will follow. We all have these gifts. We all have things that we love, things that we do, a message to share with the world. Do it. What is stopping you? You can do it for little bits of time. You can do it for big bits of time. Little bits of time, big chunks of time. That makes a lot more sense. Work towards it, even if it's once or twice a week, to create what it is, whether it's your business, or write a book, or start something, whatever, or maybe it's just to create a better life, work-life balance. Whatever it is that you want and need to do, you can create it for small increments of time, because it all builds, and the next thing you know, oh look, yay, I'm living the life I want. I've got a career I love, I've got nice balance, I'm working on whatever it means for you. But really think about what it is you want, because that really is the key element to creating it.
Nice. Very nice. Well, I look forward to staying in touch with Deb, and I hope a lot of you will reach out to Deb, connect with her, learn from her, grow your life.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on. This has been absolutely awesome. I love meeting the other benefit of these days of ISO is more opportunities to meet online friends in person-ish. So this has been great. Thank you.
It's been wonderful. Thanks for joining, Deb. And thank you all for listening. Remember to click that subscribe button and share with your friends and leave a comment. Have a great day, and we'll chat with you on the next episode. Bye.